The NFL thought it had seen every contract twist in the book until Shedeur Sanders detonated the system. Drafted shockingly at 144th overall by the Cleveland Browns, he should have been just another mid-round rookie, a young quarterback grinding for a roster spot. Instead, he tore apart the league's old financial blueprint and rewrote what it means to be a player in the modern NFL. Hidden inside his modest four-year, $465 million rookie deal was a single clause that shook every owner in the league to their core: the prime equity clause. This wasn't just a signing bonus or a clever endorsement add-on. It gave Sanders a direct cut, estimated at 5 to 6%, of every dollar the Browns earned from merchandise, sponsorships, and digital content tied to his name, image, and likeness. In other words, the rookie quarterback wasn't just playing for Cleveland. He became a business partner in the Cleveland Browns brand. Within months, his jersey sales alone surged toward $250 million, funneling Sanders a reported $14 million, triple his entire four-year base salary, before he even threw a pass in the regular season. And the money was only half of the disruption. The contract handed Sanders unprecedented media rights, full ownership of his personal platforms, the right to monetize behind-the-scenes NFL content, and permission for his brother, Deion Jr., to produce exclusive footage inside team facilities. Commissioner Roger Goodell himself had to approve the deal. Owners were furious. Agents scrambled to take notes. And fans couldn't stop asking, how did a fifth-round rookie quarterback pull off the most disruptive contract in league history? His draft slide provided the first clues. Going into draft night, Sanders was projected as a top 10 pick after a spectacular final season at Colorado, 4,134 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, a 72.3% completion rate. Analysts were convinced he'd be off the board within the first half hour. But as the first round came and went, his name wasn't called. Then the second. Then the third. By the time the Browns selected him at 144th overall, he had tumbled past 143 other players. That kind of fall for a quarterback with his resume was unheard of. The financial hit alone looked devastating. Roughly $44 million lost in guaranteed money compared to a typical top 10 deal. Scouts pointed to concerns. He held the ball too long at Colorado, getting sacked 52 times. His ability to transition from a spread college system to the complex NFL playbooks was questioned. At the Combine, some executives thought he came off as arrogant, even entitled. But behind the scenes, another story grew louder. Reports surfaced that Sanders and his camp were making bold pre-draft demands: guaranteed playing time, input on offensive schemes, even influence over personnel decisions. Above all, he insisted on an equity clause that tied his earnings to the Browns' brand. That was a red line. No rookie had ever asked to become a profit-sharing partner in their own team's merchandise and sponsorships. Owners viewed it as dangerous, a precedent that could unravel the entire salary cap structure. The whispers of collusion began. Legends like Eric Dickerson and commentators like Stephen A. Smith suggested Sanders was blackballed, punished for daring to challenge the system. Teams allegedly let him slide to scare future prospects from trying the same thing. Whether coincidence or conspiracy, the result was the same. He fell to Cleveland, the one franchise willing to take the gamble. For Sanders, the equity clause was only the beginning. The contract also gave him complete ownership of his digital media empire. Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. His content remained under his control, not the league's. His brother, Deion Jr., was even granted rights to film and profit from behind-the-scenes Browns footage, a level of access no other NFL player had secured. Traditionally, teams control every second of footage from inside their walls. Now Sanders could tell his own story, monetize it, and bypass the league's tightly controlled media machine. The fallout has been explosive. Owners see the deal as a time bomb. If Sanders succeeds, they fear a wave of young stars will demand the same, eroding decades of control over player marketing and merchandise profits. Commissioner Roger Goodell has been careful in his words, but his unease is clear. In one exchange with Deion Sanders, he even joked about being worried about your pop, acknowledging the disruptive force Deion had wielded in negotiations. Inside the Browns, the atmosphere is complicated. The front office celebrates the buzz, the jersey sales, and the global attention. But owner Jimmy Haslam has reportedly been cautious, even exploring other quarterback options like Arch Manning as a hedge. Still, the global brand impact is undeniable. Sanders' jersey is a top seller not just in Cleveland, but in London, Berlin, and Sao Paulo. Endorsements from Nike, Gatorade, Beats by Dre, and Mercedes-Benz are projected to push his off-field earnings between $18 and $37 million in his first year. That rivals established Pro Bowl quarterbacks. The irony is that Sanders' draft slide, viewed as a humiliation, may have been the greatest gift of his career. Had he been a top 10 pick, the rigid rookie wage scale would have left no room for such a revolutionary clause. Falling to the 5th round, he found a franchise desperate enough and flexible enough to give him unprecedented leverage. What looked like punishment became empowerment. The parallels to other sports are striking. Michael Jordan's Air Jordan royalties, Cristiano Ronaldo's image rights, Lionel Messi's global sponsorships, all reshaped their respective sports. But Sanders did it on day one as a rookie inside the NFL, the most rigid, owner-controlled league in America. That's why agents across basketball, baseball, and global soccer are now dissecting his deal. It's not just a football story. It's a blueprint for the future of professional sports. Of course, the deal hasn't come without backlash. A Colorado fan even filed a $100 million lawsuit against the NFL, alleging collusion, discrimination, and citing a supposed 61-page arbitration report on black quarterbacks. Most legal experts expect dismissal, but the case has kept public pressure on the league and forced conversations about race, power, and player autonomy. Comparisons to Colin Kaepernick's blackballing in 2017 and Lamar Jackson's fraught free agency in 2023 give the allegations weight, even without hard evidence. But for Sanders, the headlines, positive or negative, only fuel the machine. Every controversy drives clicks, every click drives revenue, and every piece of revenue validates the prime equity clause. He has flipped the NFL's narrative control on its head. Instead of the league shaping him, he shapes the league. As the 2026 CBA approaches, Sanders' deal looms like a storm cloud. Owners fear a domino effect, where players demand autonomy over their media platforms and direct shares in merchandise sales. The NFLPA opportunity, preparing to turn Sanders' precedent into a bargaining chip for player empowerment. Internationally, his impact is already visible. His jersey sales abroad show how a single player's brand can grow the league in ways no marketing campaign ever could. Whether he becomes a franchise quarterback or not, Shedeur Sanders has already won. He proved that a setback can be the perfect setup. He turned a 5th-round fall into the foundation of a global business empire. He showed that athletes don't have to settle for being employees. They can be partners, entrepreneurs, and media moguls. The door he opened cannot be closed. Every college star watching knows it's possible. Every owner knows they can't ignore it. The NFL has entered a new era, and it started with a rookie from Colorado who refused to play by the old rules. Shedeur Sanders didn't just sign a contract, he lit a fuse. And the league is still waiting for the explosion.